What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Hanging with Chef Jazz, and of course I'm your girl Chef Jazz. I decided to do a quick chef talk with you guys. It's kind of a weird situation because I'm actually filming within a film. So I'm actually on the grill this afternoon because I am hosting girls' night at my house tonight. But while the food is cooking, I decided to do a quick chef talk. I'm gonna do like a simple topic, nothing that's gonna take too long. While I wait for the food on the grill, to finish or whatever. So let's get into it. All right, so for this chef's, I don't know. The topic, let's see, we're gonna do why do chefs seem so mean? I like this topic because a lot of people who have worked with me, I hope you guys can hear me well because I'm using my headphones because I'm outside. It's kind of loud. So between the wind, the trees, the cars, it's a lot of noise going on. But anywho, so yeah, I get people who have worked with me in the kitchen. For the most part, a lot of my staff and my team will say, I'm pretty chill, I'm pretty laid back until I'm not. Okay. I don't really trip over, a lot of stuff because, we all make mistakes. I make mistakes in the kitchen. But there are moments where, I spaz out, it's nothing intentional. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but, if you worked in the kitchen, not even as a chef, but, as a server, as a dishwasher, as a cook, or whatever the case may be, it tends to get extremely tense at times. And, everybody, yell at each other, we curse each other out, but for the most part, at the end of the day, it's all good. We kiss and make up. It's nothing personal, it's just a business. But for chefs who are running and operating kitchens, a lot of people don't realize how much pressure are on chefs. Like, when the food is great and amazing, we get so much, praise and, oh my gosh, chef, tonight's dinner was beautiful. I loved it. We loved it. Blah, blah. But that's if I got those compliments every single day, I would be living in a perfect world. But we're not in a perfect world. So there are times where it's like, somebody may not, particularly care for, what was on the menu that night. And so I'll get tonight's meal wasn't great. I've had better. You know, I've had like terrible comments where like, you guys need to train your cooks better, and how long have you been cooking? You seem very young. Like I've had some nasty comments, and that's me being polite because this is YouTube. But I've had some nasty comments, and so people don't realize, like, yeah, we get the high praise for when food is good, but man, we definitely get our asses handed to us when the food isn't good, or not necessarily even good. They didn't like it. It wasn't, it didn't suit their palate, basically. And, so we, sometimes we get like annoyed and frustrated and whatnot, but we really don't mean any harm by it. And then on top of that, a lot of chefs, depending on what part of the industry you're in and depending on how busy, you know, the place you're at, you know, how busy it is, you know, some places you will have, you know, a couple sous chefs. And then after your sous chefs, you'll have lead cooks, and then so on and so on. And in some places, you know, it'll just be you. And then you may have a sous chef, and then you have your cooks. So with that being said, you know, as a chef, you know, we're doing so much. You know, we're cooking, we're doing the inventory, we're solving problems, we're taking care of staffing, we're ordering the food, we're writing menus. I mean, we you know, we take care of food costs, like you know, everything, and it gets really stressful and it gets really intense. You know, over time, and you know, it gets. I don't want to say it gets better. It gets easier to deal with, you know, because you kind of, you know, figure out your own pace. And you know, what's crazy is like when you go to somewhere new, I mean, you know, it's hard a lot of times and very challenging, you know, trying to learn the staff. You know, that's another thing, you know, depending on what kind of staff you have. You may have a small staff, which, you know, is, for the most part, is pretty easy to deal with. The only downside to having a small staff is, you know, it's hard to find coverage if somebody call off and whatnot. But, you know, a small staff, you know, is cool. But if you have a large staff, you know, 45, 50 employees and up, it can get crazy because every time you look up, you know, you have to solve this, you have to solve that. You know, everybody's asking a million questions. You know, or this cook used the last of something, didn't say anything. You know, so now this cook needs it. You know, it's just, you know, it gets pretty wild and intense. So it's not that, you know, us chefs are being mean, you know, or we're just naturally, you know, mean people. It's just, you know, a lot of, like, depending on the day, you know, some days I have good days, you know, sometimes I have okay days, sometimes I have like shitty days, terrible days. But you know, it's really because, you know, chefs carry so much weight. You know, even though you have, you know, owners and general managers and, you know, front of house managers, and, you know, people got to realize, even with all those people, the chef is still the face of that operation. You know, nothing really takes place without the chef knowing. A lot of, you know, big decisions that are made, it involves the chef. So when something don't go right, it falls on the chef. So, you know, for those, you know, who are in the industry, you know, most of you, I'm pretty sure you guys understand, you know, where I'm coming from. Now, granted, you do have some chefs that are completely assholes. Like, when I say complete assholes, I mean complete assholes. They throw plates across the kitchen. They throw knives across the kitchen. I've seen it. I've heard horror stories about it. Now, I am not that kind of person. I'm not going to throw anything at you. But, you know, you do something stupid or crazy, I'm definitely going to speak in an aggressive tone. I mean, I've yelled. I've argued with people across the kitchen. It's just, you know, it's just a business. But yeah, not all of us are mean, you know. Every once in a while we may have some, you know, our moments. But for the most part, like, a lot of chefs that I've met, you know, I have a lot of respect for, because I understand the industry that we're in. I understand that there are times where it's really in, you know, crunch time. And, you know, but at the end of the day, for the most part, at least for me, you know, if I know for sure I did a crap ton of yelling that day, you know, to my team and whatever, You know, I always make sure I go around the kitchen, let them know, hey, you guys, you know, you did a really good job. Strong finish. It was a little shaky at first, but you know, we came out on top. You know, this is what, you know, I think we need to work on for next time. You know, but you know, tomorrow's a new day, and you know, let's clean up and get the hell up out of here. You know, I try to do that as much as I can, and when it's permitted. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and tell my team, hey, great job today, and it wasn't a great job. You know, we're gonna sit and we're gonna talk about, you know, what happened and what we can do better for next time. But yeah, so that's my quick chef talk. Wasn't pretty long at all. I can smell the food, so let me go check on it. But you know, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, make sure you turn the bell notifications on for the next video, and then this video will probably, probably be posted before my girls' night video. So just be on the lookout for that video as well. Until next time, peace.